Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're looking at something that might be super useful, especially if you're, thinking about maybe taking the IELTS exam.
Ooh, IELTS.
Yeah, exactly. It's this podcast called the IELTS Journey.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's hosted by these two, they're called David and Anna,
Okay.
and they're like really focused on helping people, totally ace the IELTS.
So is this like for people who are like already pretty good at English
That's the
or?
thing. They kind of cover it all.
Oh, okay.
From beginners to like people who are aiming for, the really high scores.
Wow. So they really do cover the whole journey, huh? Like the name suggests.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because they don't just like tell you what the IELTS is.
Right.
They actually break down each section of the exam, which I think is really helpful.
So for those who might not know, what exactly is the IELTS?
Oh yeah, good point. So IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. And it's basically a must-have if you want to work or study or even move to a country where English is the main language.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like, think about it.
Yeah.
If you want to go to, say, Australia or Canada or the UK, you'll probably need to prove you can speak English well, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And that's where the IELTS comes in.
Right, right.
And it's not just like a casual chit-chat,
No, I bet it's pretty intense.
They test you on, like, everything.
Everything.
Yeah, well, four main things: reading, listening, writing, and speaking.
Oh, wow. So like all the skills.
Exactly. And apparently, some of the sections can be pretty tricky.
I bet, yeah, especially the listening part.
Yeah.
I've heard they use all sorts of different accents, which can be tough.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
And, for someone who's not used to hearing all those different ways of speaking, it can be super confusing.
Oh, absolutely. Like, imagine trying to understand someone from, like, Scotland or Australia if you've never heard those accents before.
Yeah, be like listening to a whole different language almost.
Right. And then there's the speaking test, which I think would be, like, nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah, definitely having to talk to an examiner one-on-one.
I'd be so nervous I'd probably forget how to speak English altogether.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can imagine. But, David and Anna actually share a tip for the speaking test in their podcast.
Oh, really? What is it?
Well, they suggest recording yourself answering practice questions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, they say it helps you get used to hearing your own voice and, identifying areas where you might need to improve.
That's smart. Like, you can hear your, like, ums and ahs and stuff, right?
Exactly. And maybe you realize you're speaking too fast or not clearly enough.
Right, right. That's a great tip.
Yeah, and another thing they talk about is how to, like, even start studying for the IELTS.
Oh, yeah, that's always the toughest part for me with any kind of test.
Right, like where do you even begin?
Exactly. So what do they suggest?
Well, they actually break down each module and offer strategies that cater to, like, all levels. Oh, cool. So even if you're a beginner, they have some tips.
Yep. They say it's never too early to start building a strong foundation.
That makes sense.
And for the reading section, they have this cool technique.
Oh.
Yeah, they encourage you to, like, skim the text for keywords first, just to get a general understanding.
Okay.
And then, you can dive into the questions with a better idea of what to look for.
That's actually really smart. I wish I had known about that when I was taking my language exams.
Me too. It would have saved me so much time and stress.
Right? Like, I remember just staring at those long passages, feeling completely lost.
Oh, I totally get it. And speaking of stress, David and Anna also talk a lot about the importance of mindset and confidence.
Oh, for sure. That's got to be huge.
Right. Like, you can know all the grammar rules and vocabulary in the world, but if you're a nervous wreck on test day.
It's all for nothing.
Exactly. So they actually dedicate a whole episode to tackling test anxiety.
Seriously. That's amazing. What kind of stuff did they talk about? Well, they suggest things like breathing exercises and visualization techniques.
Interesting.
And they even interview past test takers who share their experiences and tips for staying calm under pressure.
Wow, that's really valuable.
Yeah, because hearing from people who've actually been through it can be super reassuring.
Definitely. Like, knowing you're not the only one who feels that way.
Exactly. And I think what makes the IELTS journey so great is that it's not just like a lecture.
Right.
David and Anna really make it feel like you're having a conversation with them.
Yeah, that's important.
And they share personal anecdotes, which makes the whole process feel less intimidating.
Yeah, it's like they're, right there with you on the journey.
Exactly.
So I guess what we're saying is if you're even thinking about taking the IELTS,
Or someone who is...
give the IELTS journey a listen.
Yeah, it could be a game changer.
It might just be that little extra boost you need to reach your goals.
And who knows, maybe it'll even inspire you to, like, explore new opportunities you never even considered before.
Exactly. Because once you have that IELTS score, a whole world of possibilities opens up.
Think about it. You could be working in your dream job overseas.
Or studying at a top university in another country.
It's all within reach. So what are you waiting for? Go check out the IELTS Journey and start your own adventure.
Yeah, go for it.
Your future self will thank you.
And maybe even send us a postcard from wherever you end up.
That's a great idea.
All right, that's it for our deep dive today.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.